Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of 1220 Cooking UK. My name is Izzo and today we're going to be making polpette or meatballs, Italian meatballs. These are great. I do them without tomato sauce, without anything. So it's called in bianco. And on the side I'm going to have some mushrooms, but you've seen already how I cook mushrooms. Let's look at the ingredients. So I've got 500 grams of pork mince, 400 grams of beef mince, some Parmigiano Reggiano. Make sure it's Parmigiano Reggiano because Parmesan is not Parmigiano Reggiano. Parsley, some double cream, some stale bread, so we're not throwing it away, we're using it for this dish. We're gonna need eggs, some lemon peel, some whole milk, and salt and pepper. So the first thing that we need to do is to soften up our stale bread with, I like to put a little bit of double cream, stir it up so that it's not too thick anymore. And I like to put about, let's go for a quarter of the tub of double cream. And then I like to add the rest of whole milk. So it's about almost a glass of milk. And now I'm gonna mix it up. And this bread is gonna absorb all the cream, and it's what's gonna make your meatballs super, super soft. And it's exactly the texture you need to have with meatballs. A little bit crispy on the outside and super soft on the inside. So yeah, no, that's gonna be very nice. So these need to soak up for a few minutes. When all the milk is gone, you'll know it's time to go ahead. So while we're waiting for our bread to soak, I wanted to talk to you about Parmigiano Reggiano. So we know that this is authentic because it's got this sigil on it, and it says denominazione d'origine protetta. So it means that it's from a protected origin because it can only be made in a certain area of Italy, a certain region. And there's a lot of fake Parmesan cheese out there. There's a black market of it. And if you want to buy the authentic thing, you need to make sure that sticker is on it. This is the same for wine. So you need to see around the neck of the bottle if it's got a label on it that says that it's from a protected origin. Also, you can check the rind. It will have puncture holes on it to indicate that it is Parmesan as well. Parmigiano Reggiano. But yeah, don't get fooled. Don't get fooled, because it's expensive. So our bread has been soaking in the milk for about 10 minutes. And it's not completely absorbed, but that's not a problem. So I'm gonna put it with everything into my dish, into my mixing bowl. And I start mixing. This is very good if you're stressed, if you're going through a pandemic, and you're in another lockdown, and you just want to get it all out. This is the right thing to do. It doesn't beat smashing cookies for a cheesecake base, but it's pretty close. So we need to try and incorporate all this bread and milk and cream before we put anything else into our bowl. So now we're gonna put in our eggs. Remember, fresh eggs. I'm gonna use 2 for this quantity. And remember, you should crack your eggs on a flat surface. It reduces the possibility of getting shells in your food. There we go, here's one. And there's two. And then we just continue mixing with our hands. The egg is very important because it's what binds the mixture. Otherwise it will all fall apart. So now we've got all the bases. Now we need to add our flavor. So what we add for flavor is parsley, parmesan, lemon, salt and pepper. You can also make a version without lemon and you use nutmeg instead, but I like lemon version. Let's start off with adding some parsley. We put a good amount of salt. Pepper. And I'm using something called a microplane to make my parmesan smaller. So it becomes a bit like snow, which is quite good. It's very good for integrating it into the mix. So parmesan adds a lot of umami flavor as well, which is great for meat. So this looks like a lot, but it's actually done in very small sections. It's grated very thinly, so it's not as much as you think it is. There we go. And then I'm gonna zest this whole lemon. Make sure that your lemon is unwaxed, and if it is waxed, remove the wax. And you just boil some water and pour it on top of the lemon and the wax is removed. But don't eat wax, people. So you can see all that amazing lemon going in, and the smell of grated lemon is fantastic. And I'm using a whole lemon for this because it's quite a large quantity of meat. So we've got all our ingredients, and now it's mixing the second. Mixing part 2. I love doing this. And I'm doing kind of like a scoop and fold motion, so that incorporates the outside into the inside and the inside to the outside. And you need to mix it well, because obviously you want all the ingredients to permeate through the mixture. So we've got our mix done. We can't taste it. So what I do is, before forming all the balls, I'll make a small ball of mixture, put it in some flour, pan fry it like I would have done these, taste it and see, am I missing lemon, am I missing parsley, am I missing parmesan, am I missing salt, anything. So I'm just about to do that. So we're at the cooking station. I've got a pan with a little bit of olive oil, just the base of it. I've got some flour because we need to pass our meatballs in flour before pan frying them. And then my completed meatball will be put here, and so the kitchen paper can drain off some of the excess oil. So I want to taste my mix. I can't taste it, as we said before, because it's got raw meat, it's got all these things. So I need to cook some. So I'm going to take a small piece. Tip first. If you want to see that your oil is hot enough, take a little pinch of flour and see if it bubbles. Our oil is hot enough. So let me take a small piece of polpette. and flour it and take off the excess. See, we're lovingly tapping our polpette. Lots of love. And then now we'll put it in the pan. It won't take long to cook. So, my mini polpetta is ready. I've flipped it already. And I just leave it there. So, I'm using a foil because it's very hot. Perfect. I'm ready to go. So let me show you how it's done. We've been frying a few, as you can see. So I take a good size and I squash it in my palms, but I make an oblong shape. It's not round. We don't make round polpette. So tap it inside the flour and then pop it in your pan. I like to use the clock method where I start at 12 and then go around, so I know which one I've put in when, which is great. So I know that that one I put first. If you put everything scattered in the pan, you can't really tell when you put stuff in. But we're almost there. It's a bit of work, but it's worth it in the end. So I'll just keep on. I've sped up the process with the magic of editing, but so this one needs to be turned. So for these bigger ones, you need about a minute on each side. This one needs a bit longer. And you can tell if it's cooking by pushing and seeing the resistance of the meat. So that's giving, it's giving in a bit too easily, so it means it needs to be cooked more. But these ones that I cooked are a bit stronger. So, my polpette. You may ask, why do they have this shape? Well, the reason why we make them long and a bit flat is because a round polpetta is a slow polpetta and a flat polpetta is a quick polpetta. What does that mean? That means a round polpetta takes longer to cook. The diameter is much bigger, so, and it's thicker, so it takes longer to cook. It's normal. Whereas flatter, it's much quicker. We want to be quick. We want to eat this polpette because they're good, so we make it flat. And there you go, a beautiful plate of polpette, enough for 3 to 4 to 5 people, depending on how much you like to eat. These are, I remind you, polpette in bianco, so there's no sauce. And yeah, it's super easy, takes a little bit of time, but worth it in the end. Secret ingredient, as usual, is love. Cook with love, put love in everything that you do. Thank you for watching, and if you like the content, like and subscribe and give the support to a small channel. Thank you very much.